Hi Sagittarius, how's it going? I hope you're doing wonderful today. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn, and this is going to be a general reading from the end of January to the end of February. Okay, so it's a general reading. Just take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. Thank you so much for allowing me to channel these messages today. Sagittarius, so birthday between November 22nd to December 21st. A fire sign energy, very adventurous, blunt, funny, allergic to boredom. So yeah, I just want to talk about your character traits first. For a lot of you, you're very adventurous. You love to travel. You have a lot of new ideas. You like saying yes to experiences. You're optimistic. You're a big picture thinker. You usually believe things will work out. You're independent. You need freedom like oxygen. You hate feeling boxed in. You're honest, and sometimes too honest. You'll tell the truth even when it stings. You're funny and playful. You're a natural storyteller. You have a great sense of humor. You're curious and philosophical. You love deep talks, beliefs, and what's the meaning of life moments. One of my sons is Sagittarius, and I agree. A lot of these traits are very similar to him. Your strengths are you're open-minded, you're generous, you're enthusiastic, you're inspiring, you're brave about taking risks. Some of your challenges can be that you're blunt to a fault. It can maybe come off a little tactless. You can be a little bit restless. You can get bored easily. Commitment averse with people, plans, or routines, or maybe some of you overpromise big ideas. There may be some shaky follow-throughs sometimes, but in relationships and in your friendships, you need space and trust. You love partners who can keep up mentally and emotionally. You vibe best with people who laugh easily and don't cling. So reviewing all of that, I'm sure you probably know those. You probably have read those before. We're going to do your Celtic cross spread. So your first card represents your current situation, and you got the Five of Pentacles reversed. So your current situation, this card reversed is a shift toward recovery. Okay. Yeah. You're healing after a tough period, and it could be financially, it could be emotionally, it could be spiritually. This card is saying that hope is returning after feeling left out or unsupported. And you have the star card here too. Just remember that when I get to it, okay? So this card is about hope returning after feeling left out or unsupported, or you're accepting help instead of pushing through alone. Well done, Sagittarius. Or this card could mean that your mindset changed from scarcity to possibility. See my sign over there? Dwell in possibility. You may still be dealing with the aftermath of difficulty, but the worst part is likely behind you. Okay? Emotionally and mentally, you're starting to believe things can improve, or you're rebuilding your self-worth after feeling rejected or not enough, or you're letting go of shame, guilt, or survival mode thinking. If this is about a relationship, it can point to emotional recovery or opening back up after feeling abandoned or insecure. And if we're talking material or the practical side, this card could indicate that your finances are stabilizing, or you're finding resources or solutions or support, or you're learning to manage better after a loss or a setback. But sometimes this card reversed can also mean that help is available, but you're hesitant to fully accept it, or healing is happening, but slowly and intentionally. This is a quietly hopeful card, not a dramatic win, but a real turning point. Okay? And then your second card is the Two of Cups. This card represents what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation, or it could be what you're celebrating. Okay? So this card is all about connection, mutuality, and emotional alignment. But when it comes out reversed, something is off here. So again, I'm just reminding you, take how it resonates. This card reverse could be saying that there's a misalignment in a relationship, or that feelings are not being equally returned, or a connection that looks mutual it looks mutual but doesn't feel that way anymore, or there's emotional disconnect, tension, or a lack of harmony. And paired with the Five of Pentacles, your first card, this feels like you're healing from a rough period caused by or tied to a relationship, or you're wanting emotional closeness, but you're realizing the bond isn't balanced, or you're learning that recovery sometimes means stepping away from what isn't reciprocal. This could be a romantic connection losing sync, or a friendship where one person gives more. Even inner conflict, being out of alignment with your own needs. And if it's something that you're acknowledging or quietly celebrating, reverse doesn't always mean bad, but sometimes it means clarity. So maybe you're recognizing a relationship isn't healthy or equal, or you're letting go of idolized harmony, or you're choosing self-respect over forcing connection. That fits with the Five of Pentacles reversed. You're healing by no longer clinging to what left you feeling lonely in the first place. So far, these cards are saying you've been through emotional scarcity, but you're recovering. And part of the recovery is facing the truth about who is and isn't truly aligned with you. And then your third card is the Sun card, and again, it came out reversed. And it just means you're getting extra protection from Spirit when a card comes out reversed, okay? This card, the Sun reverse, your third card, represents the basis of your situation or foundation, the root of the situation, and you got the major arcana Sun. So at its core, this situation is built on diminished joy or obscured happiness. The foundational meaning is that when the Sun is upright, it's all about clarity, warmth, confidence, and truth. But when it comes out reversed, it could suggest that joy that exists, but it feels muted or blocked. Or it could indicate a period where optimism was lost or dimmed, or you're feeling disconnected from your authentic self or your inner light. Or it could indicate that self-doubt is creeping in where you were once confident. This isn't deep darkness, it's more like just some clouds covering the sun. You may have entered this situation already tired, unsure, or emotionally depleted. Your sense of happiness may have been dependent on external validation, especially from a relationship, or you could have ignored early signs of misalignment because you wanted things to feel good again. This ties with the Two of Cups reversed, a misaligned connection, and the Five of Pentacles reversed, a recovery from emotional scarcity. This card is saying you weren't fully happy or confident to begin with, and that shaped the choices you made. So here's the narrative so far. Your foundation, the Sun reversed, it represents muted joy, a loss of clarity, and self-doubt. Your challenge was the Two of Cups reversed. There was emotional imbalance and or disharmony. And your current situation, you're healing, you're rebuilding, you're coming back to yourself. Right? The Five of Pentacles reversed. This is a healing after disillusionment spread so far. The subtle lesson of the Sun reversed is that Spirit is asking you to reclaim your joy from within, not through someone else, or redefine happiness without forcing positivity, or just let the light return naturally, not on a timeline. There's no catastrophic ending here, just a deep reset of what happiness actually means to you. Okay? Your fourth card is the Nine of Wands. This card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. Nine of Wands upright. This card is saying that the past is still affecting your situation. Okay? Just getting comfy. This card is saying that you've been through a lot and you're tired, but you're still standing. Sagittarius, this is what you've been carrying from your past. Repeated challenges, especially in relationships or emotional investments, or a history of having to defend yourself or your boundaries, or you're feeling like you've always had to push through instead of resting, or there's trust wounds. Maybe you expected things to go wrong because they often did. You didn't walk into the current situation fresh, you walked in braced for impact. This past energy explains everything. The sun reversed your foundation, the joy felt unsafe or temporary. The challenge, the Two of Cups reversed, there was difficulty trusting emotional balance. And the Five of Pentacles reversed your current situation. You're healing, but cautiously. And this card says that you wanted connection, but you were already exhausted and guarding yourself. So even if love or support were offered, part of you were saying, okay, but when does it all fall apart? The emotional pattern here is hypervigilance or emotional walls that go up fast, or staying longer than you should because you've already invested so much. Or maybe you're confusing endurance with love. This isn't weakness. This is survival mode strength that's just overdue for rest. This card is saying that the past taught you how to survive, not how to feel safe. And now the cards are shifting from survival to recovery. This spread feels like the end of a long emotional battle, not the beginning of a new one. Then your immediate future card, what's likely to happen very soon, is the Knight of Cups reversed. Okay? What's likely to happen very soon in your life, this card can point to an emotional reality check. Not dramatic, but disillusioning in a clarifying way. So this card is saying that what's coming up soon in your life, it could be someone pulling back emotionally or acting inconsistently. Or it could be romantic words without matching actions being exposed. Or it could indicate a fantasy or hope losing its shine, or mixed signals, emotional avoidance, or unmet promises. This could be a person showing their true emotional availability, or a realization that you weren't ready to offer or receive romance the way you thought. Or it could indicate an emotional conversation that doesn't land the way you hoped. Okay? So how this ties to your spread, With the Two of Cups reversed, there's misalignment. With the Sun reversed, there's dimmed joy and clarity. With the Nine of Wands, there's emotional exhaustion. And the Knight of Cups reversed is saying the romantic ideal collapses, but what's left is honesty. It's not a heartbreak card so much as a wake-up call. The emotional tone of your near future is disappointment, but not devastation. It could be sobering clarity, or maybe you're dreaming less and you're seeing more truth, or you're choosing realism over emotional chasing. It may feel anticlimactic, but it actually protects you from repeating the same cycle. This card can also mean stepping away from emotional dependency or regaining control over your emotional energy, or no longer being led by what could be fantasies. Given the Five of Pentacles reversed, this is part of the healing, not a setback. You're moving from endurance to awareness to emotional honesty. Then the outcome that you desire most in your situation is the Hierophant reversed. Your desired outcome. So at the heart, what you want is freedom from expectations and old rules, especially in love and emotional life. Some of you are craving to break out of a rigid or traditional dynamic. Or you're craving a relationship or life path that's authentic, not by the book. Or you're craving permission to do things your own way without guilt. Or you're craving relief from pressure, labels, or obligations that don't feel true anymore. This is not rebellion for rebellion's sake. This is self-trust replacing external authority. This desire makes perfect sense given everything else. So how this fits your spread with your foundation card, the Sun reversed is saying happiness felt conditional. Your past card, the Nine of Wands, was about endurance without rest. The Two of Cups reversed was emotional imbalance, and the Knight of Cups reversed, the near future, represented romantic illusion dissolving. So the Hierophant reverse says, you don't want another script. You want something real, even if it's unconventional. You don't want to be told what love should look like. You want honesty, autonomy, and space to redefine happiness. In relationship terms, this could mean rejecting traditional commitment structures or wanting a connection that evolves naturally, or choosing non-conformity over forced stability, or simply wanting out of a dynamic that feels morally or emotionally restrictive. Sometimes this card also means walking away from a connection because it no longer aligns with your personal values, or you're choosing inner truth over social approval. You're not chasing love right now, you're chasing alignment, and that's huge. Okay? And then your seventh card is this Temperance. This is Sagittarius energy. Okay, this card indicates or represents your self-image, how you see yourself. This card shows how you see yourself internally, balanced and measured. You likely view yourself as someone who tries to stay calm, composed, and diplomatic, even under stress. You see yourself internally as patient and healing, focused. You see yourself as someone who blends experiences, emotions, or lessons into growth. Or you see yourself as moderate and cautious and thoughtful. You're aware of extremes and want to avoid them. You see yourself spiritual or introspective. You may identify as someone seeking inner harmony, peace, or purpose. So, the happiness dimmed. You became tired and guarded. The Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups reversed represents relational disillusionment, and the Hierophant is all about freedom from convention. So this card shows that even amid chaos or heartbreak, you see yourself as a patient healer, someone who is learning to integrate lessons and not act impulsively. It's like you're saying to yourself, I know I've been through a lot. I'm trying to balance my heart and mind. Even if love and life are messy right now, you likely value self-control and moderation, or you see yourself as capable of growth, even if external circumstances are frustrating or disappointing. And this card can also signal hope, because Temperance is about synthesis, bringing the pieces together. Don't forget you have the Hope card. I'll get to it. I already mentioned it. This card also signals hope. Temperance is here. Temperance here is very positive and stabilizing, suggesting that no matter how chaotic the situation is, you trust yourself to navigate it thoroughly. I love it. And your environment card, or how others see you in your situation. You got the Death card reversed, Scorpio energy. So people around you may see you as resistant to change or stuck in old patterns. Or others might perceive you as holding on too long, perhaps to relationships or habits or situations that no longer serve you. It could signal delays, avoidance, or fear of endings. From the outside, it looks like you aren't fully moving on yet. It's not necessarily negative. It can also mean others see you as cautious or careful when navigating emotional transitions. So there was muted joy. You became guarded, or you were guarded and exhausted, but you're healing. Then you were dealing with a relational misalignment and a reality check. You're wanting freedom from convention. You see yourself as patient and balanced. And this card in the environment suggests that others may not fully understand your inner growth. They might think you're resisting change or stuck in your old ways. But internally, the Temperance, you actually are evolving carefully and deliberately. So the gap between self-perception and external perception is huge here. Others see stagnation. You feel integrating lessons and pacing yourself. Others may try to push you toward ending things or moving on faster. But the cards show that slow, deliberate transformation is exactly what you need. This card says change is happening, just internally and cautiously, not yet obvious externally. And then your hopes and fears card, the Star. This is a beautiful, deeply emotional card. Your hopes and fears, the core meaning, this card is saying that you deeply wish for healing, clarity, and renewed optimism. You want to feel inspired, peaceful, and aligned with your true self. Or it's saying that you have faith in the future. You hope that after all the emotional struggles, things will get brighter and more harmonious. Or it could represent your inner guidance. You want to trust yourself, your intuition, and the universe to lead you to a better place. And then with regards to fear, you may have a fear of disappointment. On the flip side, you may worry that your hopes won't manifest, that happiness, clarity, or emotional fulfillment might be delayed or unreachable. Or you may fear vulnerability. You want to shine and be open, but after past hurt, there's a subtle fear of being let down again. You've been through challenges and are weary, but recovery is underway. There's a misalignment in a connection. There's an emotional reality check approaching. You want freedom from conventional constraints. You see yourself as patient and healing. Others might see you as resistant to change. This card shows that your deepest wish is authentic renewal and hope, not just survival or independence, but true alignment with what feels meaningful and uplifting. It's like the heart of the spread is saying, you've survived, you've healed, you may be cautious, but you still believe in a brighter, freer, and more authentic future. The star is hugely positive here. Despite all the reversals that came up, this card shows resilience, faith, and vision for a better emotional reality. It's the light at the end of a long, winding, emotional tunnel. And then your last card is the Hermit, another major arcana card. This card represents the outcome if all is to remain as is. This card is about reflection and introspection. This card is saying that you will naturally turn inward, seeking wisdom and clarity on your own rather than from external sources. Or it could mean solitude over action. Rather than pursuing relationships or external validation, you'll focus on personal growth and understanding. And it can also indicate inner guidance. The Hermit often points to finding answers within, quiet contemplation or meditation, and discerning the path forward. Could also indicate caution or slow progress. This isn't about stagnation in a negative sense. It's deliberate pacing and careful evaluation. So this card suggests that if things stay as they are you're likely to step back from external pressures and relationships. You're likely to focus on self-reflection and inner wisdom rather than seeking validation or forcing external change. It complements the star. The Hermit is how you achieve that hope for clarity and healing by turning inward rather than waiting for someone else or external events to make things right. This outcome is peaceful, introspective, and constructive, but it can feel lonely if you resist opening up. The Hermit shows maturity and self-reliance. You're learning that inner light guides you more reliably than others. And in essence, even without external change, you can reach a calm wisdom and personal alignment. Sagittarius, you're healing from past hurt. You're facing emotional truths, and you're moving toward inner clarity and self-guided renewal. You've survived, you've healed, you may be cautious, but you still believe in a brighter, freer, and more authentic future. So thank you for letting me channel these messages today. I'm very grateful. Let me know if they resonated at all. I would love to hear from you. I'm sending you lots of love and strength, and I will see you next time, Sagittarius. Take good care of yourself. Bye.